Fear is a dream killer. So many people don't even try to do the things that will bring them fulfillment in life because of fear. So today we're going to talk about overcoming fear, and we're getting started right now. What is up, my winning friend? My name is Zach, and welcome back to another video. If this is your first time here and you want to reach your potential and crush your goals, start right now by hitting subscribe and tap the bell notifications. That way you don't miss anything. Fear can literally paralyze you from taking action, especially if you sit there and think about it and let the fear build up. You know, a few years ago, I would go to these network events. I still do, but at that time, I was so scared to just talk and network with people at these networking events. You know, my thoughts were at the time, you know, I'm just made it out of prison a year ago, and now I'm at these networking events with people, with these entrepreneurs that have been in business for years, and I'm just getting my feet wet in the door, and I have no sort of value that I can bring to them at the time, is what I was thinking in my mind. So I was scared to really step out of my comfort zone and get to know these people, and that resulted in me probably missing out on a lot of opportunities and a lot of relationships that I could have built that would have turned into a lot of opportunities down the road had I just started asking them questions about themselves and just mingling with the people. Instead, I chose to sit in the corner on my phone and didn't build any relationships and completely wasted my time at these networking events. You had the fear of failure, the fear of the unknown, fear of rejection, fear of success. I mean, the list goes on and on. But when you act on these fears, you know, a couple of things happen. You step outside of your comfort zone and it actually grows, and you might actually accomplish the thing that you thought you were afraid of. Or you may not. You may learn from that experience, but you also learn that what you were afraid of really wasn't that frightening in the beginning. It was just that fear of the unknown. You know, a funny story was when me and my wife traveled to California and we're visiting some friends on a vacation. And we went on this this wine tour, safari wine tour. It had all these animals and stuff in there. It was really cool. Well, we get to this part where they let us actually feed the animals, and I fed the sheep and stuff and all that. It was pretty cool. But then there was this bull, alright? This big, hairy beast.
Oh.
And I just froze up. I know what you're thinking. There was a fence and everything there, and you couldn't get out and do what you were afraid of. You weren't there, alright? It was scary looking into that big mammoth's eyes and just like he was gonna bust through the cage and tear everything up. But I knew that I had to feed him because I was scared to do it, and I just knew I had to persist through and do it. And once I was able to actually feed the bull,
Zach, go get it.
Oh, Hannah, I don't like it.
once I was actually able to do that, I realized that it really wasn't that scary in the beginning, and yes, there was a fence blocking them, I get it. But what that did is, it showed me that it really wasn't that frightening after all, and I got to get out of my comfort zone, and I grew a lot that day and had a lot of fun doing it. I remember the first time I had to give a speech in front of a crowd. It was terrifying, almost paralyzing. I'd never spoken in front of people before. I used to be in a rap group and rap and stuff, so it kind of came second nature. But now there's no music and none of my friends are up there with me. It's just me on the floor and all the eyeballs are on me and I gotta talk. It was frightening. I remember my heart racing, my palms getting sweaty, just that feeling in your gut like making you sick and wanting to puke. I was going through all that. And it was kind of a big deal. We were having a networking event. We had flown in the CEO of our company at the time to here in St. Louis, and we had about 30 to 50 people in attendance. And I was freaking out. I almost didn't do it, but you know what? When I acted on it, when I got up and gave my speech, shortly after I started talking, that fear evaporated, and I was just in my zone, in my element, talking normally like I'm talking now. And afterwards, I realized, yeah, the speech sucked. This is my first time. You're gonna suck at everything when you first start. But I was able to get up in front of people and erase that fear. My comfort zone expanded, and now I speak in front of people all the time with no problem. You know, but it was just that initial initial action of getting over that fear that took it away from me. So I'm gonna give you a few tips that have helped me overcome these fears. And number one is just to act, take action. And act immediately. The longer that you sit there and think about the fear and let it build up. It's just going to get bigger and bigger to the point where it almost cripples you and paralyzes you from taking action at all. So if there's something that you feel you should do, but you're just scared of doing it, do it. You won't be disappointed. You may fail and you may suck at it, but you will learn and grow from it, and you'll realize that it really wasn't that scary in the first place. Another tip is to start small. Start with just getting outside of your comfort zone. Some people try to jump way out there, which that's cool too if you want to do, but some people just can't do that. But if you just dip a little bit out, step a little bit out there, that will make the world of the difference. And you do that every single day, and you're constantly growing your comfort zone. And my final tip is to visualize yourself being successful and confidently handling the situation that you're afraid of. A good example is I was getting ready to go on a podcast interview for the first time, with the cameras going and everything. And I've never done that before, and I was scared to death. It was just like public speaking to me. I got a camera on me. There's people that are going to be asking me questions on the spot, and I'm going to have to give answers, and I'm wanting to make sure that I give good answers that are going to provide value to help transform lives. And I had no idea what I was doing. So what I did the week leading up to it is every single night I would visualize, imagine myself sitting there answering these questions confidently and giving good value in between each question. And of course, when the time came, I didn't even get asked even half the questions that I initially imagined, but by me visualizing myself being cool, calm, and collect and answering these questions, I went in there and I nailed it. And what that did for me, it really built my self-confidence up, and it expanded my comfort zone. If you enjoyed that video, and if you know anybody that's struggling with something because they're afraid to take that first step, please share this video with them. And if you want to watch more videos like this, check out this video right there. You can share this video on Facebook, and if you're part of any personal development groups, please share it with your friends there. And if you want to reach your potential and crush your goals, start right now by hitting subscribe and tap the bell notifications. That way you don't miss anything. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.